What is up YouTube? It is Matty and we are going to do another cleanup episode. So it's going to be from a clan war a couple of wars ago, and let's have a look. It's versus Barbarous Rojos. I think that's I think that's the name. I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me on that. Now the raid we're going to look at is versus number 11, and I believe it was Haunting Rump that tried the first attack, and I'm just going to have a little look at the base and go through it. So I think Humpling made a couple of mistakes to begin with on the scout, and I think it's important to note those because I noticed it as well. So if you look at this base and you've planned that you're going to hog it, what's important to see? Firstly, where the queen is. Secondly, where the gaps are for the giant bombs. And if you look, even those gaps in the core, they're only single space gaps, which means that you can't fit a giant bomb anywhere in the core. Second layer, no space for giant bombs. Third layer, space for giant bombs. But there's 4 convenient sized spaces, and as a Tunnel 9 you get 4 Teslas as well as Tunnel 10, which means it's highly likely that the giant bombs are going to be sat in front of the Teslas. And in fact, it confirms it early on in the raid, and you'll see what I mean. At which point, if he hadn't thought of it already, which is a kind of a fail that he hadn't at this point, he should have corrected mid-raid and just wasted a few hogs to trip them. Because if you've got a base that's got no giant bombs on it and 3 heal spells and a load of hogs, you are laughing, to put it simply. So yeah, I think there's some definite room for improvement here. Now let's watch his raid and see what his plan was and how he does it. So CC pull looks quite easy. Couple of giants as well, straight in, and you can see it's a wizard CC, so that's probably about 7 wizards and a couple of archers, I think. Yeah, so very bog standard, very easy to take down as well. Now you could use your standard CC, which he's used. He used extra barbarians, which I found a little bit odd. Didn't pull the CC out too far really, but look, giant bomb, boom, there it is. The witches are dead. The queens had to take a lot of damage, and had to use the ability, and basically his cleanup's gone. Dropped 3 wizards then after the king, so that's an absolute sort of fail on the funnel. And you'll see he's actually, in my opinion, bear in mind he's wasted the queen ability. Quite lucky. I don't know what those 3 wizards were doing either. So it's quite lucky that the queen decides to go the right way and then go and lock onto the enemy queen and take her, which it does. Funny enough, there it goes. Look, queen's locked on and the enemy queen's down. So in that respect, it's a success. But at what cost? Pretty much all his wizards are gone. His queen's gone. His king's dead. And now he's just got his hogs and heal spells. So 4 goblins for cleanup. So look, giant bomb 1. Tesla has just finished a load of hogs. Probably about 4 or 5 hogs died there. You got your main group in the core, group around the outside getting flung around by spring traps. Now I think the top bomb doesn't trigger for whatever reason. I think the hogs just sit on it the right side. Now you can see last group going towards those defences on the left hand side. He's run out of heal spells. The skeletons are doing their thing and killing the hogs, and you'll see, look, last group here all onto a giant bomb, then finished off by the Tesla again. So some pretty significant mistakes if you ask me. He has got a couple of minions for cleanup. A last hog comes in to try and do his thing there, but then the skellies just go and clean the goblins, and it's basically raid over. Pretty sort of yeah, there's some pretty fundamental mistakes there really. He had quite a lot of cleanup, 7 wizards. You only need a couple a couple for funneling, a couple for a couple for cleanup normally, but there's a lot of this wasn't even close, this raid. So what we're going to do is have a look at how Ace did it. Now I'll talk to you about how knowing that because a raid is always easier once you know where the traps and things are. So Ace would have gone into this raid, which he should have done anyway, knowing where the giant bombs are, knowing where some of the spring traps are, and seeing the pitfall of his poor CC kill. So what I would do is I wouldn't really mind which area I went into the queen. The jump spell was quite an easy one, so I could have used the same place, sort of down south, but you need to get the funnel right. So whatever it makes sense to get the funnel right, that's where you need to attack. And maybe you need something to distract the cannon if it's going to be the thing that kills your funnel. So that'd be where I'd make an amendment, get the king and queen going in, and try and get them to survive. Drop the hogs so that they come in at an angle. Let's watch how Ace did it, because it's not about my raid, because I didn't do it. Ace did. So just having a quick look now. What's he doing? He's got a few barbs and a few giants now, so he's clearly dropping a barb down, dropping the giant down. He's going to do that on maybe a couple of the places. Barb, giant, tripping the giant bombs. Brilliant. That is a very clever idea. Can he combine it with a CC pull? Pretty much. Not the full one, so he's dropped an extra hog in there as well. So that was very clever. 3 giant bombs have just been negated completely. That's huge versus a hog in a hog raid for such minimal troop cost. Now let's see how he does the CC pull. Bringing the CC out further, a couple of wizards down, the witch is right at the back, so he's drawing the CC out so they don't get splat, they don't get hit. Watch, golem straight onto the final giant bomb. That's 4 giant bombs triggered. Look at the funnel as well. Wizards doing their thing, doing a great funnel job. And I'm just going to pause here. King's about to go in. The funnel's been created. He has got higher level heroes, but I don't think that's the difference here. I think the difference is, even if that was a level 15 king, if he raged him at the right time, that would take down a level 30 queen. So it's not that, it's the fact. And look how smoothly the hogs are going in. He has 0 giant bombs to worry about, so this raid is over before it starts really. All he needs to do is not completely mess up the heal spells, and I think we're going to be on to an absolute winner. Look at the queen's health and ability. Look at all the skellies running around the outside, dropping a minion up top side as well. Just look at the hogs now. How many is that left? Like 15? Something stupid like that. This raid has been converted into an absolute dominance, and that's why I wanted to show it. It's not the best base in the world. This is a pretty easy base, but I wanted to show that Humphling's fail was his scouting and not realising where the giant bombs were. Now on bases where there's 6 or 7 potential double giant bomb spots, that won't, it's not that straightforward. So this is a relatively easy base to hog, and I'm not trying to show this sort of raid to show look how hard this base is and look how we cleaned it up. I'm here to show analysing what someone's done, and making those slight amendments can take a raid from a complete fail, not even close or anywhere near getting a 3-star, to an absolute dominance with essentially the same army. 3 heal and a jump, 1 golem, 2 witches. I think Humpling had 28 hogs, he had 30, 2 less wizards. You see what I mean? So the army comp is so similar, but it's just the delivery that changed everything, and the correct funneling, the giant bomb killing, which I have to say Humpling could have done, because it's an obvious thing on that base. But yeah, I hope you guys see what I'm trying to say, and I've explained it well, and I hope you enjoy this series, because it's something that I find quite fresh really. I mean, and other people do it and do it all the time, particularly One Hive. I know it's a series that he's been doing, but for me, I don't really watch those videos. I'm taking my own approach at it, and I hope it's what you want to see anyway. And let me know your thoughts as always, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, why not? Do it now, and you'll always get to see when I upload my new content, which is daily. So peace out guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.